Hello everyone, welcome again. Finally, after a while of waiting, we have the Chinese Bulldog appeared in a game, and I'm quite surprised because it didn't come with the crates. It came with the pop-up offer. It's not in the shop like usually. It's just coming in a pop-up offer, and the offer is valid for 7 days, for a week. As we can see, we have two options. One option is the Bulldog M41D for £24 or 24 euros, and the other option is M41D with bonuses with 41 days of premium, all equipment slots unlocked, avatar and a legendary camo for £29 or euros. So it's quite expensive anyway, but like as Wargaming always does, you know, when they bring new tanks to the shop, they are quite expensive. So today we're gonna talk about this tank, and I would like to compare it with the Walker Bulldog that we have in the tech tree, in American tech tree already, because they are quite similar. As you see, we have in the first row M41D, the Chinese Bulldog, and the second row is M41 Walker Bulldog, the regular American tech tree tank. And as you can see, the first difference is in penetration and alpha. Penetration is 160mm in new tank versus 155 in American one, so we got 5mm more than regular Bulldog. Alpha damage is 10 points higher than in regular Bulldog, 170 versus 160. Reload time 3.54 versus 3.37, so reload is slightly longer, but not much in the new Bulldog. Then dispersion 0.317 versus 0.308 is slightly higher in Chinese Bulldog, but it's not much. It's like about 2-3% difference, so it's not really significant. Another difference is 8 degrees of gun depression, when American Bulldog has 10 degrees of gun depression, so you got 2 degrees less in Chinese one. But still, 8% is enough for that tank. Speed. This is the strongest part of this tank, 70 km/h maximum, but there was 72 km/h in a regular Bulldog, so it's not much difference. Of course, it's slightly slower, but if you look on the power to weight ratio, we have 33 horsepower per ton versus 28 horsepower per ton. So the Chinese Bulldog gonna be slightly more dynamic than a regular one, which means gonna be turning a little bit faster and gonna get maximum speed a little bit faster. Not much, it's about 10-15%, but it is better. Of course, in a light tank, when we talk about light tank, the speed is one of the most important parameters, so this is quite significant for this tank. So in this case, yes, the Chinese Bulldog gonna be slightly better, and that's end of the differences, because all the other parameters, they are not really much difference between 1 and 2%. So the most important difference in those tanks is maximum speed and the power to weight ratio, penetration and alpha damage. And this is all that the light tank is supposed to have. I mean, all the significant values for light tank, which means that new tank gonna be the Chinese Bulldog gonna be slightly better than a regular one. If we talk about the armor, well, this is not much to talk about. As you can see, there is basically no armor whatsoever. If you look on the frontal part of the tank, 47mm on the bottom hull, 46mm on the top hull, so every single tank gonna penetrate with high explosives quite easily. Here is 35 by the turret. On the turret, 60mm. Look, everything here, 82mm, 61, 86, 60mm. Everywhere is the same. 30mm on the hatch. So this one, even lower tier is gonna penetrate easily with the high explosives. On the side, the same. All turret. Look. You got 29, 25mm in this place. 28 again. 30mm. So this basically that's gonna be high explosive magnet. Insane situation. In here, the same situation. 19mm on the back. If you manage to shoot just above that spaced armor that is covering the tracks, here is only 19mm, so even tier 1 gonna penetrate this one easily. On the back, nothing special. Of course, there is a little bit of spaced armor on the back of the turret, but it's still not very much. Gonna protect from high explosives a little bit maybe. The armor are gonna be covered. And here we got again 26mm. There's 19mm on the back and 16mm on the bottom. Look, So if you see the bottom of this tank by behind on the back side, just load high explosives and don't even bother, you know, even the light tanks gonna probably penetrate easily with the high explosives. So there's no armor whatsoever. But when we talk about the light tanks, we shouldn't even bother about the armor. Of course, it would be very nice to have some armor to protect from high explosives, to be penetrated by high explosive shells. But of course, in this tank, your strongest point is a speed and a gun. So you shouldn't be really bothered about. Of course, you shouldn't camp. If you camp in this tank, you do it wrong. Believe me. So basically, you shouldn't even bother about the armor very much, because you're fast enough to avoid being shot. That's all. So how to play this tank? Basically, you play the same way like Walker Bulldog, which means the typical light tank. Your strongest point is your speed and insane DPM. So you use your speed to get the crucial position at the beginning of the battle, just to spot the enemy tanks, give information to your teammates. Do not engage at the beginning of the game, do not engage to the fight. As long as you find yourself in a position when you are quite secure, and you can use your DPM to shoot unexpected, you know, the enemies that are not going to expect the fire from that position. And then of course again use your speed to run away and then change the position as soon as you can, because since you get spotted, everyone gonna jump on you and try to eliminate you, because as we just talked about, you are no armor. So your crucial role on the battlefield is to spot, to give information to your teammates. Then if you find the separated tank, use your speed, of course. Even if you face the heavy tank, you got enough speed to circle around, you know, to circle around this tank. Use your gun. Maybe your penetration is not the best, 160 millimeters, but hey, you're fast enough to circle around to find the weak spots of a tank, or find the areas when even heavy tank has less armor and could be easily penetrated. And that's it. So you're not designed to face heavy tanks, because of course this is light tank and you shouldn't do that. And of course you got not enough penetration to frontal attack to the heavy tanks. But once again, you're not designed for that. Once again, your strongest point is the speed and insane DPM. You're supposed to remember that. Do not let the situation when you get caught separated somewhere, or you should, like, once again, you shouldn't camp, because if you camp in this tank, you do it, believe me, you do it wrong. And that's pretty much it. If I recommend this offer, at this point, no. Of course, not just because it's a bad tank, it's a very good tank, fantastic, seriously. Like, if you like to play light tanks, it's a very good tank to play. Even slightly better, in my opinion, slightly better than Walker Bulldog. But for 24 or 28 pounds or euros, it's absolutely too much. Of course, it's a new tank, so that's why it's so expensive. But if you wait a little bit and then you find this tank in a quite reasonable price, and the best would be if it comes with the offer for gold, of course I would recommend to get it, but not at this moment. At this moment it's way too expensive, and I don't know, you have to be extreme light tank slower to get this at this point. But hey, still quite too pricey. And that's it. Thanks everyone for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and you find some useful information here. If you want to see other tank reviews, you can browse the channel and find something for yourself. If you like my videos, you can subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for incoming materials. And that's it. Thanks everyone once again. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope I'm gonna see you next time. Meanwhile, take care and goodbye.